Hello, hello, and welcome to Bitesized Podcast. I'm your host, Sandali. Bitesized Podcast is a holistic nutrition podcast for pregnancy, postpartum, and baby starting solids to further educate you on all of the options available to support you on this journey. Welcome to our final installment for the postpartum section. Today we're talking about formula. I know that formula is necessary for a lot of families for a myriad of reasons, which is why I think it's important we talk about it. Not all formula is equal. I think a large reason a lot of families may choose to breastfeed is the cost, which is usually $0. So when it comes to formula, a lot of choice is centered around the cost of it. Because of this, I know many people choose the big name brands or the Kirkland Special. However, some brands just have higher standards and offer more nutrients for your baby. So wherever you are in the world, these are some tips to help you choose the best formula for your child. At the end of the episode, I'll also name some specific brands that I would personally choose if I ever needed to pick formula. First of all, we've talked about organic food in many episodes before, so choosing an organic formula also has many benefits. Organic formula is free from genetically modified ingredients and unhealthy oils. Unlike other formula options, organic formula extracts the DHA and ARA with water rather than with the chemical hexane like conventional formula. The milk used in organic formula also comes from cows that were not treated with antibiotics or growth hormones. And lastly, organic formula also ensures that it is not made from crops that have been sprayed with herbicides and pesticides. Next, we want to look for lactose and avoid corn syrup. All formula contains added sugars to mimic the taste of breast milk, which is known to be quite sweet. Breast milk is high in lactose, which is where it gets its sweet flavor from. Manufacturers will use plant-based sweeteners, which if you're vegan might be appealing. However, this is most often corn syrup. This can contribute to overfeeding and obesity. So when assessing formula ingredients, I would look for lactose instead of corn syrup. Obviously, some babies may have an intolerance to lactose, so this is something to consider as well. Next, I want to talk about the quality of many formula brands available today. While there are so many qualities about breast milk that just can't be mimicked by formula, this is not a reason to slack on quality. Much of formula is created using synthetic ingredients and therefore synthetic nutrients. These are often the cheapest forms available and not what I would recommend. A lot of formula brands also contain preservatives. Next, I want to encourage you to look at the ingredients to see if the formula contains any probiotics. If it does not, I would recommend supplementing with a probiotic. Breastfed babies will receive some through the breast milk, as we've discussed, but formula-fed babies will need a supplement. Even if it does contain probiotics, I would also still suggest supplementing, as the quality and viability of the probiotics can't really be assured. It certainly doesn't hurt to help boost your baby's microbiome and gut health. As we've also mentioned, prebiotics are being discussed more, and some formulas do now include prebiotics. Some varieties of prebiotics may cause excess gas and upset stomach, so this might be something to look out for when trying a formula brand with your baby. When looking for a formula, you might notice different kinds of bases. There's cow's milk formula, but there's also goat milk and soy-based formula. Goat's milk formula is less allergenic and easier to digest than cow's milk. In North America, there's not currently a goat's milk option for infant formula, but it is available for children over 12 months. Soy is an alternative to milk-based formula, but it shouldn't be your first choice. Soy contains phytoestrogens, which have the potential to disrupt your baby's hormone system. This is obviously not ideal to do within the beginning months of their life. It can have effects on their thyroid function, absorption of minerals, and can have long-term effects on reproduction, especially in females. If your baby is struggling with cow's milk-based formula, I would recommend looking for a hypoallergenic formula rather than a soy-based formula. Now, some brands I trust are Hipp, with 2 P's, Lebenswert, Bobbie, and Holle. Holle is a great option if your baby has a lactose intolerance. I also would highly recommend Bobbie if you're in North America. This is the first North American company to create a formula that meets European standards, which are much higher. Bobbie would absolutely be my choice if I ever chose to formula feed. Not only do I love their commitment to high quality organic ingredients, but it's founded by 2 mothers, Laura and Sarah, who have their own unique stories when it comes to feeding their children, and I just love what they're doing in the parenting space. I also think the way they handled the 2002 formula crisis was amazing. If you want to hear more about that, you should check out their podcast. I cannot rave about them enough. So there we have it, my friends, a little snack on formula. I just hope that wherever you are in your feeding journey that you feel supported, whether you choose breast, bottle, or both. I hope you enjoyed this episode and it helped you become a little more informed about the choices you're making for you and your baby. And before you go, I've got some special treats for you, so don't clean up yet. Needed for all of your supplement needs, whether you're trying to conceive or half cooked, they've got you and your partner covered. From prenatals to collagen powder. You can use my code Bitesized for 20% off. Ovary for ovulation strips, pregnancy tests, and male fertility test needs. Whether you're trying to get pregnant or avoid it, these are good for you and the environment. Bitesized 10 is your discount code for 10% off. And finally, be sure to check out Raising Humans Co. for all your silicone tableware needs. Use my code Bitesized for 10% off by shopping at the link in my description. Don't forget to find us on Instagram at bitesized.podcast. We're also on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in today, friends. Please leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And in case no one has told you today, you look radishing. Bye. Although I am a certified holistic nutrition consultant, I am not your consultant. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes and is not always specific to you and your needs. While I strive to provide you with the most up-to-date and accurate information about nutrition, this is not a substitute for professional medical advice, and you should not rely solely on the information herein. Also, if you want to check out any of the studies from where I got my information, be sure to check the description.